Okay, what's up, everybody? This is the new Del C show. And of course, I'm your host, Del C. My birthday is getting ready to come on the way. But I didn't get on here to talk about my birthday. Unfortunately, I got on here to speak on some news that a lot of us heard about. See, I don't just focus on music. I just don't focus on celebrities, what's going on with that. No, I don't have a fancy desk. I don't have this. I don't have that. No, I just have this, my voice. My voice. And there's been some disturbing things always going on in the world, as we know. But I'm going to speak on, there is a situation that involves a talk show host. There is a situation that is involved in this man that I'm not going to talk about the left or the right because all that stuff sounds ridiculous to me. Being a Republican, being a Democrat, none of that stuff matters. We are human beings. And I know for the past couple of weeks, I've been posting stuff. And I know a lot of people probably wondering, where's my mind at? My mind is focused on us as a people. There's stuff going on all over the country, all over the world. But you know what? I have to look in my backyard first before I look in somebody else's backyard. And right now, with this orange man running the country, things are just going from bad to worse. And I really believe he's trying to start a race war. I really believe that's what he's trying to do, bringing troops to Chicago, bringing troops here and there and in the neighborhoods. That's just part of many problems that this guy in the office is causing because you idiots put him back in there. And I am very upset at the Democrats that allowed this man, Biden administration, to allow this guy to come back in. How is that even possible? With 34 counts on him, being impeached more than once, but he was able to walk away. And he's going to talk about criminals. You're the biggest criminal. But that's another story for another time because I can talk about the orange man all day. But my brother's partner made a lot of sense what he said to me today. We're always talking about a lot of things. And he always makes a lot of sense what he's talking about. But today, he said a lot of people are caught up in the matrix. Yeah. Their whole plan is to get us to all turn on each other. The divided states of America, I like to call us. Because we've been divided since the beginning. Okay? We have been. Unfortunately, black people, we don't get a break. I'm not saying that other people have not suffered. I'm not saying the Indians have not suffered. Not saying Hispanic has not suffered. Not saying the Asian community has not saying nobody else has suffered. But black people, even when it doesn't have to really do with us, they still find a way to involve us. Now, first of all, I want to say RIP to Trey Reed. Unfortunately, he was a Delta State University student, 21 years old, found hung in the woods. But the police have changed their story twice. In front of the family, of course. They said they found him in his dorm. Now they found him publicly hanging from a tree in the public. They said there was no foul play, as they always say, We've heard that story a million times, but we're not going for that BS. And same old BS, you know what I'm saying? And I hope the family is going to fight for this. And his cousin had spoke, and I'm going to talk about that another time, about this, because he went there to that college, unfortunately. So September 15th, 7 a.m., this is when the police found him. He had broken bones, broken arm, broken leg, and they're going to say it was a suicide. There's been a lot of lynchings for the last couple of years, and that's what they're saying. Okay, so let's so-called get into this political violence. How this guy that everybody's hearing about, I don't even want to mention his name right now, okay? I don't have sympathy for a man that's a racist, for a man that is straight racist, okay? What he thinks about our black women, what he thinks about us. He had his little podcast show. He's supposed to be a religion. You're supposed to believe in God, but I don't know what kind of God y'all believe in. But my God is love. And yes, there are people out there trying to start a race war, but it isn't I. I don't have a problem with anybody. I do got a problem with bigots. My message to them is just leave us alone. We don't want to be bothered with you either. You don't want black people around you. We're here. But you don't have to, you don't have to deal with us, and we don't have to deal with you. Just leave us alone. We don't want to take over nothing. That's y'all that stole from the Indians, and you stole from us, and you raped and killed our people. Okay? We do not have any intentions to take over anything, but you do need to give back what belongs to us and what belongs to the Indian. Give them back their land, which I know you're not going to do. Give us that 40 acres and a mule, and we'll be out your way. But you don't want to give us reparation. No, you don't. You mark us like this guy did that just died, this 31-year-old guy that died, a straight racist. So what happened is Jimmy Kimmel got on the show. He's the talk show host nights. I thought he was cool. I think he's pretty cool. I thought he was funny. Apparently, they decided to cancel him due to Trump and his people. But we have freedom of speech and we have freedom of whatever. I don't believe in that, because look what just happened. You suspended his show. And you basically canceled it, so that it is going for, this is a big deal. Big deal. Disney's involved, ABC's involved because of this. All the networks that are connected through the Jimmy Kimmel show that's been around for a very long time now. So it's okay for the president to make fun of Democrats and say comments about people and all that. But when a comedian, a talk show host says something regarding that other guy, I'm not even going to mention his name on this video, and mention something about you, you decided we're going to cancel his show. Now they're saying if anybody mentions this guy's name, or even his name, they're going to lose their job. So that's going to be another problem that you might have to worry about. So when they talk about this political violence, whatever, Martin Luther King, Fred Hamilton, and a lot of other civil rights leaders, Fred Hamilton was very young when he died. He was killed in his sleep by the good old FBI, due to J. Edgar Hoover, of course. And all he was trying to do is bring peace. He fed the community. He took care of the community. Again, part of the Black Panthers, which no white person should be scared of because they wasn't like that. But see, that's what the government will have you to believe. The people that were killed wasn't promoting hate. They was promoting equality, freedom, justice. They weren't downing other group of people. They weren't doing that. I'm going to have to get into this other situation another time. 50-year-old girl found in trunk of demonic singer. So this singer, I've seen a little bit of it and it's kind of sick. He was singing a song about what he actually did to the underage 15-year-old girl that was found in the trunk. He wrote a song about what he did, about killing. So it's very, very important to watch what you not so much watch what you're watching. Yes, watch what you're watching, of course, but watch what you listen to. Because I don't want to invite that kind of demonic stuff in my house. My kids are grown, so they know right from wrong. They know all that. They're grown. They're adults now. So that other guy, because he seems to be the topic of a lot of things, a racist. He didn't care anything about black people. So, how do you expect us to mourn him? So I've seen a black kid mocking him getting shot. Now, this is one thing I do not condone. So I don't want y'all to think I condone this. He was mocking the death of this guy. I thought that was wrong. So he was expelled for that. And, I think that the teachers or whatever the principal should handle that, how they're going to handle it. And not only do that, but talk to the school and say that this is unacceptable, no matter who it is. It's not okay to mock somebody getting killed. Not even him being a racist or whatever. A lot of people doing celebrations for the wrong reasons. I'm not celebrating this man's death, but I'm not sitting here moping either because he was a racist. So if I mourn him, that means I got to mourn Hitler and any KKK member and anybody that I know hates us. I just don't have any sympathy for them because they don't have none for us. They don't care what happened to us. He does not like black people. So why am I going to cry over his death? I don't know what y'all want us to do. Because I ain't crying over that man's death. I already made a video speaking on that. But I do not condone violence, and I never will. And I don't condone hating people. I may not like what somebody does, but that's not where I'm at in my life. I want peace. That's all I want. Black, white, Chinese, Asian, Hispanic, Cape Verdean, whatever. We are all child of God. And that's what I was taught growing up. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what I was taught. So like I said, we all form our own opinions on everything, right? As we get older. This world is crazy. And one of the reasons is because we got certain leaders that we got. The United States is in a lot of trouble. It's not every white person that is on Trump's side. There's troops, there's veterans that's saying, fuck Trump. There's a lot of people that's tired of this racism and they see the way that we have been treated. And it's not just us. I stand with anybody that has to deal with any of this. But will you stand with us? Will you be our allies as well? That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a hard thing to fight racism, because racism has been there since the beginning of time. But if we work together, we can change some of these things and make it better. Because when you heard that slogan, when you heard "Make America Great Again," we know that wasn't good for us and a lot of minorities. It wasn't good for us because America has never been great to us. Never. And honestly, it hasn't been great for some white people either, believe it or not. Especially the ones that want to have relationship with us and have been married or in a relationship with a black person. The first thing they're going to call them is nigger lovers. So either they're going to beat them to death or they're going to hang them when they hang us. So there's a lot of white people that have suffered too, because they choose to do what was right, but it was wrong to them, because you can't be a nigger lover. You can't love a black person. You just got to hate a black person, because we get a dog, or animal gets more respect than us. Sad but true. So let me get to this, because I don't want to do too much of a long video or whatever. And by the way, I'm not naked. I just don't have on a shirt. But anyways, so the U.S. Senate, and this is obviously something that the Democrats and the Republicans agreed on. They're going to do a national day on October 14 in remembrance of that person that was assassinated by not a black man, but a white man. Let's make that very clear. October 14 happens to be the same day of George Floyd's birthday. October 14, 1973. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Hey, y'all tuned into the new Del C show, and I'm your host, Del C. I'll be back. Just stay tuned.